Hi, my name is Javs, also known as Javatronia. I'm a licensed hairstylist, freelance photographer and videographer, as well a glamour, boudoir model, and blogger. Recently, I was introduced to the world of toy collecting, and here I will share with you my journey and exploration into the world of action figures, not only as a collector and consumer, as well a passionate fan. Hey, this is Jazz with Just Try Media and Javatronia Reviews, and today I'm going to present to you TF Generations Jetfire. Here he is, and guess what? He's leader class. Big boy we have here to show to you today. And he comes with 5 different accessories. He has a thrust booster pack. He has a photon missile launcher with a little missile spring-loaded in there. On both sides here we have arm cannon and slash guards, and also on his legs, same thing, cannon slash guards. And, oh yes, I forgot, he also comes with a removable battle mask, which I will show you up close and personal in a few minutes. Now, a little back history on this guy. He was originally a Decepticon and comrades with Starscream. He's involved with the sciences, and when him and Starscream came to Earth millions and millions of years ago, before they came back second time, he was lost in the Arctic, and Starscream left him. Millions of years later, fast forward, Decepticons and Autobots come to Earth. He is found by the Decepticons again, and he was revived. Still chilling with Decepticons, found out that they're playing the game a little dirty. Didn't like it so much. Built a little compassion for some humans, and decided to switch it up. He sacrificed himself to destroy Decepticon plans, and that's when the Autobots thought, you know, he might be an alright guy. Took him in on his team, so now he's an Autobot. Alright, let's take a little bit closer look at him in bot mode and jet mode. And here we are on an up close and personal with Jetfire. Quick size comparison to a Deluxe and a Voyager class. I bring in Optimus and Wheeljack. And you can just see from here how enormous he is. I mean, he just towers over Optimus. This is insane. So I would like to remove some of his weapons so we can take a closer look at him. This is the detachable battle mask. As you can see, it is more based off the original toy, so it gives him that original feel. But when you take it off, you can see where his more cartoon comic book look comes into play. Pretty sweet face. I like the sculpt. Looks good. So these weapons are pretty hollow. You know, they're supposed to be kind of a guard over his arms, so, and his legs. They're hollow, but you know, they feel pretty sturdy as still. You just need to be careful with them, you know, when you're setting them down. You're not going to want to throw them around. Any of the kids nearby can really, you know, scratch it up and destroy the finish. So just be careful if you like it and you want to preserve it. Now, real quick, I want to show you there's some extra weapon storage. So if you don't want the weapons hanging on his arms or his legs on the thruster booster pack, there's some tabs there that you can tab them into so that they're more away. And you know, this also comes off. You can have it on both ways. Just clip it on there. So if you want him to have a less protruding thrusters there, you can also store it upside down as well. Take a closer look at his articulation. His head swivels 360, tilts up and down. Pretty nice movement there. I know with the battle mask, they tend to hit these little jet things in the back so you don't get quite the tilt. Shoulders rotate up and down, in and out. There's also a bicep swivel. There's a pretty nice ratchet joint there in the elbow. And there's no wrist articulation or hand articulation at all. That's kind of a bummer, but oh well. No waist swivel or movement. You have hip rotation out, And forward, again, lots of ratchet joints because he probably is a big figure. Anything else, he would be kind of slippy and slidey and loosen up pretty quick. So I think they made a good call there. And there's a little bit of a thigh swivel, knee articulation, bend, and you have some ankle tilting, nothing sideways, but it already kind of has an A-line stance built in for the feet there. And that is all his articulation, so not too shabby. Just with the arm, you know, you can't get back too far, so there are some limitations to some of his articulation, but I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. Pretty nice sturdy figure. The only thing I'm not happy about, and I didn't realize, is, you know, this whole part of the forearm there is not covered. There's a peg hole, but I feel like that still could have been covered. But other than that, I mean, there's some really nice detail. Again, like I said earlier, I feel like they could have gone in with some lighter colors and tones to point out some of, you know, some of the details that are going on here, just to give him a little more of a pop, you know. Autobot symbol there on his chest. Nice figure. Not going to complain. On to transformation.
Generations Jetfire, also known as Skyfire, has had a long wait to be in the hands of his anticipating collectors. The extra battle mask sure brings a classic element to his updated look. Though he is leader class by scale, don't let that fool the novice collector. Jetfire is really just an oversized deluxe figure. The transformation is quite simple, no harder than other jet-styled figures, literally just in larger scale. The movements are fluid and precise to be sure it fits in nicely together. Jetfire is a sleek and solid figure with nothing to hide nor to be found. He is as straightforward as he looks. At the end of the day, we can all be happy to know that we have a great representation of Jetfire in our collections.
Alright, here we have Jetfire in jet mode. Really sleek, really nice looking. It's based off of a navalized F-22 Raptor, and then his wings are a little more, you know, after the F-14 Tomcat. So a little more of a geometrical shape, which also brings us back to the retention of that Macross-ish look. So here he is, bare to the bones, none of his weapons on there. His cockpit opens, some nice detail in there. You can see all the little markings in there. And then of course his Autobot symbol right down the nose. Nose is more rubber tipped. Really nice looking. Some good detail in here. These are the tops of his shoulders, but they have those air vents and like booster jet pieces, and then all of this. It looks really, really good. Here is his landing gears. Comes down. You know, these wings can be adjusted however you'd like. They open and close here. I mean, just a really nice jet. This is also where I feel like some of the details could have been drawn out a little bit nicer, add a little bit more detail than just these red stripes, but still a really nice figure, great jet mode. Now I forgot to show you the battle mode mask can actually attach to firing missiles. Always sensitive to that, touching that. Alright, so this can actually slip on here if you want it to. You don't have to, but it's a great way to display it. Now, I like to put this one up right in front on the nose, that peg there, so you can, you know, I mean, it just is going to look really super awesome. There's also pegs on the side of this, you know, you can build it up. All of the weapons can be put onto each other and make one giant weapon, or you can put them on individually. So there's pegs here and here to add, you know, the other weapons. Also, when you put the thruster on, which, by the way, this also rotates. It's a little stiff, but it does click, so you can rotate it 360 to display in any direction you want. And that just snaps on the back there. So there's peg holes here as well, so you can add onto it on both sides if you'd like to just make it that much bigger and badder and more firing power. So all the weapons have extra peg holes. And this is where I kind of don't like the hollow weapons, because, you know, from the top, these just look really empty. But that's gonna probably be my only complaint in this mode. Otherwise, it's freaking awesome. Pretty straightforward, great jet mode, love it. Not gonna complain about it at all. Looks great. Final thoughts on Jetfire. I really like this guy. He holds up really well on my shelf. he is more proper size to the rest of them, looking quite a bit larger even to the Voyager Optimus, and actually I have Toy World Orion. He looks really great, matched up really nicely with him. Very sturdy figure. You know, I'm a little iffy about the finish on the weapons because they can be scratched a little easily and peeled off. He just sits up there, so we're alright. We might custom him and remove that finish, but we'll see. The only other thing that I am a little disappointed about is there's, you know, some detail work on here that could have had some light color, you know, finish to it. They didn't do that, so he looks a little bland, just the red and the white. Kind of miss a little touch of color on there just to point out some of those nice details that are on the figure. But all in all, he is worth the value, running originally around $45, $50. I think it's great because for most of us, we either don't have a placeholder for him or we have classics, which, you know, he's not properly sized. Optimus Prime was around the same size as him, and this definitely fits in better on the shelf. Thank you so much for joining me today on this review, and don't forget, enjoy your toys because they can always be taken away.